Hello, and welcome to part 7 of my series, A Sound Argument. Parts 1 through 6 have yet to be produced, but people always love prequels, so I'm sure that will work out just fine. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is the topic of tonight's sound argument? I'm glad you asked. For your consideration, I present Why Iron Man Needs to Leave Spider-Man Alone, a diatribe by Cormac Michael Delaney. Now, you might also be asking, but Michael, I love Iron Man and Spider-Man. Why would you do this? Again, thank you for asking. And to that I say, read a book. Specifically, a comic book. Let's travel back to the year 2007. Spider-Man had been swinging around since the 1960s, but Marvel editorial wanted him to be swinging like it was the 1970s, if you know what I mean. But Peter Parker had been married to Mary Jane Watson Parker since the 80s. You must remember, Spider-Man was created to be an analog for the typical comic book fan, and the one thing comic book fans are not is married. So, Marvel needed to shut that shit down. But divorce is for the flawed. Thus, we have the 4-issue arc One More Day. Aunt May is a battle axe of a woman, but a brittle-boned battle axe. One day she found herself on the wrong end of a bullet and was surely going to die. How to save May, you say? The only way you would think, dummy. Bring in Mephisto, Marvel's version of the devil. Satan Man says that he will heal Aunt May for a price. What, their souls? No, their marriage, of course. Beelzebub loves munching on the holy sacrament of the wedded. So, Aunt May is saved, and history has been altered so that Peter and Mary Jane were never married, and Peter Parker is free to swing his dick around just like Marvel wanted. How did we get here, though? I'm glad you asked. You have great questions. Let's travel a year or so back in time to Marvel's Civil War, of which you have probably seen the movie where Iron Man is a whiny bitch the whole time. In the comics, though, Peter Parker decides to become a registered superhero and unmask himself to the world. And guess whose idea that was? You guessed right, Jimmy. Iron Man. Problem is, Spider-Man villains are mean. One time they killed his girlfriend. Different girlfriend, not the redhead. So, as a result, baddies come after the Parker family, and that's how Aunt May got wrapped around a bullet. So now the genie is back in the bottle. No one knows Spider-Man's secret identity, including Aunt May, which is unfortunate because that was just a really nice relationship builder in my opinion. Oh, and Peter doesn't remember his deal with the devil, so everyone wins, except the holy institution of marriage. Now, let's travel forward in time to 2016. In the Civil War movie, a mom complains to Tony Stark that his actions in another movie resulted in her son's death.
And I blame you.
So he decides that more child endangerment is called for and enlists Spider-Man's help. Also, there is a shameful amount of Uncle Ben erasure.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Because in the Andrew Garfield movie, he got killed over a bottle of chocolate milk. Look it up! So, instead of Uncle Ben, we have Tony Stark as the father figure, and Aunt May is no longer a brittle-boned battle axe, but a buxom bosom beauty.
Hey, May. How you doing? What are you wearing? Something skimpy, I hope.
It's a great joke that never gets old. And it's no fault of Marissa Tomei's either. The writers just don't trust that an Academy Award-winning actress can handle the role of Spider-Man's aunt without the screenwriting equivalent of catcalling. So, Iron Man takes Spider-Man under his wing because Marvel is scared of Spider-Man's past critical failures and is instead banking on their best-selling toy. Spider-Man is dead. Long live Iron Boy. There's a disgruntled construction worker with wings who's mad at Tony Stark. Lots of lectures. No, with great power comes great responsibility. Later, Iron Man dies, and we spend a whole other fucking movie talking about Iron Man. Also, Peter gets a new semi-mentor in the form of Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, because what's a Spider-Man movie without a mentor, I guess? But it turns out that dude is just a special effects nerd with a hard-on for Tony Stark. And if you're keeping track at home, MCU Spider-Man villains are all just guys who are mad at Iron Man. Eventually, that Paris Vacation movie or whatever the fuck ends with Iron Boy being outed by Alex Josephified Jameson. In the next movie, Spider-Man, one of the most popular characters in superhero fiction, will be shepherded by Doctor Strange, because we can't just have a Spider-Man movie. Who knows? Maybe Satan will help out too. In conclusion, Iron Man brings nothing to the life of Spider-Man but bullshit.